Hi, and welcome to Watch It Played. My name is Rodney Smith, and in this video, we're going to take a look at the Bruce Lee expansion for Unmatched, designed by Rob Daviau and Justin Jacobson, and published by Mondo Games and Restoration Games, who helped sponsor this video. Unlike the other sets in the Unmatched series, Bruce Lee's box is not standalone. He's just a single character that you can mix into any other battle. So to play with him, you're going to need at least one of these other Unmatched sets. In this video, I'm not going to be teaching you the rules to Unmatched. If you want to learn those, check my full tutorial for the original game, which is linked in the description below. Here, we're going to instead see what kind of punch this expansion packs. So join me at the table, and let's take a look. One of the most notable things about this expansion is that Bruce Lee stands very much alone here. He has no sidekicks or other tokens to aid him. He does have 14 health and always melee attacks, and at the end of his turn, his special ability is that he can move up to 1 space. To represent his signature fighting style, you'll find 6 cards labeled as Jeet, Kune, and each has its own unique effect, but they all gain you an extra action after you use them, which is really powerful, especially if you're up against an enemy that might be able to surround you. Then there's this Hua card, which lets you take any Jeet Kune Do card you've played back into your hand from your discard pile, and this also gains you an extra action. And imagine playing one of these cards first, which gives +1 to all of your attacks during a turn, and then gives you another action. So you could create very powerful combos of attacks with this deck, even against the toughest enemies in the game. Of course, it's hard to fight something you can't reach, so cards like Bring It On can be quite helpful because this allows you to pick any enemy in Bruce Lee's zone and then move them adjacent to him. Or here with Momentous Shift, it encourages you to use an action to move closer to an enemy for greater effect. Because if you started your turn on a space that wasn't adjacent to an enemy, then after moving, this card is worth 5 instead of 3. Now sometimes you're going to want to put some distance between yourself and another fighter, so Skirmish gives you an interesting option. If you win the combat, you can move either fighter up to 2 spaces away, so you could move the enemy, or you could instead move yourself. Now this card can be used either as a defense or attack value of 2, which isn't great. But if you play it as the last card in your hand, in other words, if your hand is empty after you play it, then you actually turn this into a value of 6. And then either way, after combat, you draw 2 more cards. So as you can see, although Bruce Lee doesn't have sidekicks or other tokens he can use, the cards in his deck give him a lot of flexibility. Now, if you're having a particularly tough battle, Taste for Blood can get you back into it, allowing you to draw 3 cards if you have 5 health or less. And to wrap up, here's a few other cards from his deck that you can pause and examine if you'd like. And hopefully that gives you an idea of what you can expect from picking up this Bruce Lee expansion for Unmatched. If you have any questions about anything you saw here, feel free to put them in the comments below and I'll gladly answer them as soon as I get a chance. You'll also find videos on this channel for several of the other expansions in this series, so check the description for links to those. And if you found this video helpful, please consider liking, subscribing, and clicking that little bell icon so you get notification each time we put up a new video. But until next time, thanks for watching.